Welcome to Board Ghost, a story broadcast with games as the engine.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there, but has it been forever? 'Cause dying don't agree with me.
We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experience. We can't see you, can't hear you, yet we will play for you. This night's offering is a continuation of our game of Our Last Best Hope. To learn how we generate stories playing the game of Our Last Best Hope, go check out our Last Best Hope rules primer. Our humble players, myself, John Holt, with me.
Ken Breese, back at it again.
And Christopher Diercksen,
Hey, welcome back, Christopher.
technically back at it again.
All right. So we are playing Our Last Best Hope. This is a continuation of our space mission. We are a crew of 3 on the experimental ship, the Allen, that has a set of solar sails meant for long-distance space flight, but repurposed in this instance to help save the Earth from an impending massive solar flare that threatens, should it hit, to strip away Earth's atmosphere. This experimental ship is the only hope that Earth has, and we're the only ones who supposedly have the capabilities to get us there and to get into the path of this flare with enough distance between Earth and us and the flare or whatever to deflect the flare and hold that deflection for the duration so that the Earth does not die on our watch. Unfortunately, we've come into some problems. Right off the bat, our sensors, our probes, came back with readings of some sort of non-terrestrial ships, potentially soul-based craft, that were sort of riding this wave and were right where we wanted to be to stop this thing. And in trying to get around them and away from them, we skirted some asteroids, ended up smack dab in the tail of some comet debris, and spun about, took some hits, and eventually, under the stress, I think, the illness, an extraterrestrial illness, awakened in one of our passengers and infected the other 2 team members. All right, so on the team, we have...
Me, the captain, Lieutenant Commander Red Roberts. He is a hotshot pilot, a boxing champion, and an amateur photographer.
Okay, and we also have...
Me, Dr. Franklin Cortez, scientist, theoretical astrophysicist, designer of co-designer of the solar sails, along with my now deceased wife, whose ashes I have brought with me on the journey.
And who else is with us, John?
we also have Dr. Childers Kube. He has left his daughter in cryostasis back on Earth. He is one of the leading biologists and medical professionals who has dealt with radiation sickness and exposure to radiation and treating it in humans. And he was the one most helpful, they thought, in combating and in keeping a crew going. A light, tight, probably one-way ticket for this team, Dr. Childers.
And as our spotlight falls upon our story once again, we find Lieutenant Commander Red Roberts and Dr. Childers Kube in the med bay. Red is on the table. He is looking up at Dr. Childers as Dr. Childers is running a scan over him to try and assess more about what this disease is. And as they're there together, Red is saying, I can see their faces. My partner and my children. Before we left for this mission, there was a party we had for a going away party. Told them I'd be coming back, and I believed it. I don't want to break my word to them. Did you leave anyone behind, Dr. Childers?
Of course I did. We all left someone behind. It must be noted, though, that it doesn't matter. You read my file. We were all briefed on one another's pasts. You know that I have a daughter.
There wasn't much information in the file.
Mimic, what? Begin a mild radiation bath. See if this can purge this infection. When you said we were back home before or after being on Titan?
It was after. They told me it wasn't contagious, Doc. They lied to me. That's exactly what's been running through my mind. My children's face, my partner's face. I can't conscience that they might have something like this inside of them.
You didn't know. You didn't choose this for them. Not like I chose.
What? Chose what?
At that moment, the alarms start buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. We hear the burp, 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 burp. Cortez comes running in and says, "What are you doing? Everything is. I need help. Everything is failing. Multiple system failure. Something's gone wrong. What have you been doing in here?"
I'm just a radiation bath.
Just a high. I'm sorry. I thought I'd gotten it pinpointed.
Okay.
Not again. This is the same. I thought that the same radiation bath I'd used on my daughter, the one that was going to cure her sickness, it made her worse. But I thought maybe with your stronger body it would help you. But
well, it's
I
messed
think
up
I
the
fried
ship. Is what it's
I think
done.
I fried the systems.
Ugh.
What have I done?
Okay, all right. Yep, just move over, and Cortez gets on the console and starts working. I think I'll definitely,
You're definitely taking this.
I'll take the lead on this guy. I'm going to invoke in this moment the touchstone for me of my wife's ashes that I brought along with me. My wife being the person who the co-developer of this ship and of this technology, and the one who was able to put it into practice much more than my theoretical ideas. And so I'll draw as I'm doubting myself when I'm doing the work. I'm getting sort of like I can hear her voice saying, "You've got," like guiding my hand a little bit in the correct direction. So I don't know that I should ask anybody's help for this. I think this is really just me, isn't it?
Well, the doc runs over and says, "You fool! This entire area is bathed in radiation." And he tries to turn off his
Sure. That's great. That's great.
Because he's wearing like lead lined kit.
Yeah.
And he's also trying to he's going to spend a point to try and keep you from suffering any ill effects from this radiation. He's injects you with some iodine.
Does that pull one out?
No, it just means that you won't take any harm.
Well, I am going to pull one out.
I can jumpstart the engines.
All right, well, you're going to have to wait for just the right moment for that to work. So
I'll be ready.
as I start to start in on this, I tell Childers, grab that metallic foil that worked so well before. I'm gonna need a whole long stretch of it. Give me at least 20 feet of it. And so it just pulls out,
rolling this thing out.
and I'm like directing traffic and telling people where to go. Quick, go, and I'm move it over there. And we start wrapping a console with this material as it sorts of melt into the and almost like shrink wrap wraps around the console and it almost sees all the sparks coming off of it start to solder onto each other, and the connections start to get remade. All right, so we're able to get through just a little bit of it. It's still happening. So, well, I'm going in again. There's only one way to do it. So I'm going in again. Your fear here, sir.
Then you'd add one here.
Which is to say that it's his having to put my life in another person's hands. And there's really no one else to do this but me right now. What is that?
You drive me crazy.
I drive you crazy?
Cortez,
Yes. That's amazing.
you doubt yourself. Your
awesome.
doubts will get us killed.
No.
Doubts will kill us all.
Is my wife helping with this? No.
Damn
she's
it,
not.
Cortez, why?
Okay.
If only your wife was the one here.
It's true. Why you gotta bring it up, man? She is here. As I'm holding the ashes.
She's with us.
They're going everywhere. It's zero gravity.
Yep.
It's a whole problem.
Somehow I'll be in the mix as well.
Yeah.
You're helping. And I think use that fabric foil again.
More foil.
Well, it's what I feel like it's doing is it's not any more foil. It's just sort of like this super magical metallic fabric foil. It's just its effects are continuing and starting to bleed through. This is what we're doing. This is it. We're going in hot. I think what he's trying to do is rerouting power throughout all the different systems, trying to isolate the issues, and really, really, really wishing that we still had our robotic drones.
Yeah, and the doctor's taking more foil and using it to wrap the pod the bed that he's got you on to try and isolate whatever radiation chain he's affecting.
Yes, where the source of the sort of initial problem is in the first place. Cut it off is what I'm going to be saying. Cut off the power.
So you're going to take a harm.
I think I must get shocked in some way. There must be some aspect of something, some electromagnetic something jumps to my body and 100% shocks me, and it burns my left arm pretty badly, and that sucks. That hurts quite a bit.
Cortez, pull yourself together, man.
Okay. Let's go. Let's do it. And I'm jumping in again. Again, I'm going to sort of like use that foil and jump in to direct you again to continue to
I
wrap
take a harm as well.
Oh, that's right.
Because you're helping.
Wrap the bed and like cut off the flow of electricity.
Now I have the tinfoil on like a cloak cape as I have it around me, and I'm rushing to the cockpit to jumpstart this.
To reset the system.
system.
Okay, here we go. I am going to invoke another one of my touchstones in this moment, and what I left behind is my will to survive, and I'm going to sort of demand that I be the one to take this on, no one else, as I charge back into the room where this is happening and lock the door behind me.
Yeah, I feel like everything's exploding everywhere. Like
Yes.
we're taking electricity damage, and like my arms and face
Right.
have been seared
Right.
by the control board.
Yes. And let's see, of this, I'm going to use more of that magic fabric foil. Okay. And as the door closes and you look through the little porthole and, you know,
Dun, 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 dun. Cortez! Dun,
right,
dun,
and I
dun.
look at you.
Don't be a hero!
And I turn around and I rush with the weird fabric foil thing and I do a belly flop onto the machine.
Ah!
And I take all the harm in the world.
Got it. So you're using it to like you're avoiding death.
Yes, I'm avoiding death in this
To
moment.
activate it later.
And I am
Yes.
surviving in this
Yeah,
moment.
so effectively you have died right now, but
Almost. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
but you're saving it now for later.
It'll happen in the next
Very
couple
badly
scenes. Basically.
burned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, that's like a foregone conclusion at this point. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way you can escape this without dying.
No.
But you've escaped it at least for now.
Yeah. And I've neutralized the threat.
Yes. I'm at the consoles. Power's juicing back on. Even though many of the control panels have shorted out, we still have the basic functionalities.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reactivating the systems to try and
We're doing like a hard reboot.
hard reboot, exactly.
And I think
Trying to explain it.
I think we like jettison basically like the air. We like
Yeah.
we expose that whole med chamber to vacuum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, like the metallic foil fused you to the hull, so you like pass out, black out.
Right.
But we've like vented the radioactive gas,
Right.
and then that's sort of like we're able to close it again, and you just fall unconscious, but
Yes.
Treatable.
But alive.
right.
But alive.
You're the spotlight.
This is me waking up. We're on trajectory again, and it's been maybe a few hours, maybe 8,
Yep.
right?
8 hours have gone by.
8 hours have gone by, and I've woken up, and I'm just sort of beginning to make the mumbling now noises of a person, and I imagine you're there.
Yeah. I'll is Red in, or Red, are you going to be the mimic?
Mm,
There you are, Cortez. Welcome back to the land of the soon-to-be dead again. Welcome to the death ship, brother.
Oh, it sucks. Well, did we live?
Thankfully, yeah. Still on the mission.
That's good, I suppose. Whew.
Got you on a drip.
That explains a lot. That explains all these colors.
Yeah, you're not going to feel much pain.
That's good.
But if we get through this, you may have some issues.
Yeah, I understood the risk. Oh, boy.
You have some pretty serious nerve damage.
I try to move my hands, and nothing really happens. It's just a thing where I can talk. My favorite thing.
And that's when the alarms start going off
Oh,
once
no.
again.
Oh, good.
Red comes on over the intercom.
Exactly. Red comes on over the intercom. Caught in the gravitational pull of the sun. We got too close to Alan. It's too close.
Ugh.
The angle's going to be ruined. We won't be able to reach our destination. I think I'm going to take this one on.
You're jumping in front.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm saying to you, Kube, I'm saying, give me a data pad. Just give me a data pad, and I just need to see.
I pull a monitor in
Yeah,
front of
let
you.
me just see it. Yeah.
And I set activation so you can use your eyes to
Yeah. So
sit
I'm
assisted.
going to help you.
I prime the turbo octo boosters. I will bring in Kube as well as I am saying, jettison everything we don't need. We got to get rid of unneeded equipment.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do this thing. Yeah.
We're still stuck in the same position. Like
yeah, we're stuck in the
materials are
gravitational pull.
flying out as I
Yeah.
jettison things. You're furiously working on it. But basically, we're holding it together.
So nothing
And that
good
goes back.
happens.
Nothing good happens, but we're
nothing
basically
bad
just
happens
stuck.
either.
We're still in the same spot.
Okay. I start banging on the console using my violence,
I can help you.
communicating with Cortez. Reroute power to the engines.
I uncouple the escape pods.
There it is.
That's
No
it.
more state pods.
Okay, so everyone takes a harm.
Yep.
Childers goes to eject the last thing, and it's pretty stuck, and he has to like pull in on the manual, which means reaching into the pod
Yeah.
to manually have it eject itself while trying to hold on to the ship itself and get out of the way of the airlock before it drops. He's successful in that he pulls the thing and the pod releases finally, and the air is about to suck him out. He pulls back, but his arm gets just like in this sort of
Gone.
Yep.
telescoping,
Yep.
or in a like an iris kind of closing instant airlock, just gets sliced off at the elbow, and he lays on the floor and he like
13 Ghosts
reaching
style.
into his bag for something to
Yep.
stitch himself up.
Yep.
And he goes, I'm not doing so good, guys. So that last shuttle goes off, if you want to explain.
Well, what
kind of-
happens is what happens is the power's rerouted. The course is set to sort of compensate for the gravitational pull. The turbo octo boosters, blasters explode. But what really does it is this escape pod is also caught in the gravitational pull, and it sort of hits the back of the ship. So it actually moves us just into the right angle
Yeah.
so that we can burst away.
Get back into our out of orbit, essentially.
Right.
The doctor gets himself, he like hobbles up, pulls himself up by his one good arm.
Yeah.
He's lost a lot of blood. He's basically just like glue stitched his arm shut and like sutured. And he's working his way back to the med pod.
Yep.
And he just sort of says, Cortez, it doesn't matter anymore to have you here. And he pulls you towards the to the bridge.
Yeah.
And so we're all in the same room together.
Sure.
I have a very odd cast to my skin. It's saffron colored, and you guys are sort of seeing more of these sort of like goiters starting to appear sort of down my spine, as it were. You can see the bumps in my uniform, and I am looking quite sick.
So let's take stock. Where are we at?
Close.
Well, we're really close to where we need to be.
Very close.
We're in the spot.
I think we are in the spot.
We just have to wait.
Based on mimic scans, that bath we took and getting so close to the sun, we're not doing so good, gang.
Yeah, that feels about right.
I don't know if the ship can handle much more of it. Wasn't meant to do this.
We've come so far. I think we can do it. I think we've got this.
We've got to do it. We have no other choice, Childers.
We're lighter now.
That's true. Well, hold on.
Whatever's inside of me,
What?
Childers,
What are you seeing, Cortez?
we can't let it get back to Earth.
I'm afraid you may have already brought it to Earth.
Well, it may not matter now because we've got a little bit of a taste coming our way. I sort of move the screen sort of like duplicates on another one. You can see that a smaller solar flare is coming directly towards us.
Ooh.
And I'll basically say, well, this is a test, is what this is. This is a test. Here it comes.
Can you?
If we can't get through this, we're not going to get through any of it.
I'll be your hands, Cortez.
Yeah.
We got to open those solar shields.
Well, that I can do. I can't ask you to go there. I can't ask you to go up there. It's unreasonable to ask you to do this.
Can't stop me, Cortez.
I will play
Just-
Cortez's fear, death by my own hand.
It won't matter, Cortez. You don't have hands to affect this.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
going out. Just tell me what to do.
Okay.
And the doctor climbs out of the hatch. He
Mhm.
affixes a helmet.
mm-hmm.
You know, we should have been affixing these for a while now, as the vacuum's happening.
Yeah.
And he climbs out,
We only got
pushes
the one
past the like desiccated and not desiccated, but frayed and powerless bodies of some repair drones.
Yep.
And starts to manually unfurl the
Sure.
foil.
And I'm giving you all sorts of direction as you're going. I'm watching the readouts, and I'm saying you got to snag on the starboard side. You got to keep,
And you're just furiously working. The doctor continues, just pulls this lever, unfurls this thing, is pulling these, in zero G, these massive cables
Yeah.
to bear, and the shimmering massive wings unfurl on either side and
Yeah.
open up. And
they're glorious.
And they come. The last one comes down over the canopy of the bridge.
Yeah.
Just as the wave hits and rocks the ship back. The panels they stutter and all the light goes out on the ship. And after minutes in the dark, the systems start to reboot. And you note that like you're fully charged. All the batteries are fully charged.
It worked!
The repair drones are already like activated and pulling the ship back in.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. It definitely worked. Yeah,
Cortez! Cube, it worked!
He did.
Childers, you did it! Childers!
I don't think he's there.
Childers?
I don't think he's there.
And you see drifting past the ship,
Yeah.
the still body of Childers. And as his face turns to you, you see just massive radiation burns all along his face.
Yeah.
As he dies helping a friend.
Red salutes him.
That's three
Yeah,
spotlights.
three
Three spotlights? Okay. Crisis. So you guys are both still kicking.
Yeah.
So we're kind of coming up on the crisis. We've dealt with the initial flare and the secondary, like that was just a precursor. The shields are up. Perhaps the robots start to unfurl them a little bit, and that's when you see that the full wave is hot on its heels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can jump in and assist for free.
I will.
Yep.
I
We
will.
definitely want that assistance.
And I think you want that turbo boosters to keep yourself locked in.
Turbo boosters locked in.
You to stay in that position. I'm going to be helping you by reading
Great.
out loud to you what the flare is doing, and
As systems are failing around me, I'm again smashing them with my hands and feet to try and keep the energy flowing.
Okay. Hey,
Negative 23.
you ready?
Yes.
16 black plus. You were never close.
no,
The world ends while you watch,
what do we?
and your failure is painfully obvious to the whole of humanity.
Hmm.
Worse yet, you all miraculously survive.
Ah,
Enjoy the apocalypse.
awesome.
I'm a vegetable.
All right. Why don't you guys kind of describe the end? Like how what
Yeah.
you guys what happens to you in this final attempt?
Yeah.
And then we can do like a series of 3, like each little piece of an epilogue scene.
So what's happening is that the test flare, if you will, we were able to weather it.
Mm-hmm.
But as we're waiting for the real danger, the actual solar flare that we've come here to deflect, we realized quickly that we are not in its path. That we must have been blown off course by the earlier flare. Our turbo octo boosters are no longer operational. All we have is metallic foil, space foil to wrap ourselves in as
Red is wrapping me in it.
yes, as I am wrapping you in it so that we are not cooked alive as the flare. We are not cooked alive as the flare shoots by us, heating the ship, tearing the sails. They weren't ever going to work anyways.
I was right. This was a foolish mission.
It's the last best hope we had.
Pan to the left, stars, ominous music, and then just roll credits with like just the worst natural disasters. Like just those horrible when you see a nuclear explosion and it like blows a house away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just
Trees,
all that old
forests
footage
being like
just
that.
demolished and blown to bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll go for an epilogue scene. So this is moments before this cataclysm.
Yeah.
The radio waves from your ship, because your comms were left open
Oh,
when
yeah,
you went
sure.
to like call out to,
Mm-hmm.
and for a lot of the stuff you guys have been live comm
Yeah, of
anyways,
course.
because Earth is just on tenterhooks, like wanting to know what happens with the mission.
Mm-hmm.
And you were live broadcasting when you were trying to reach out to Kube. You were just like full spectrum on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just see people huddled around televisions and radios and openly weeping
Mm-hmm.
as you describe your failure. And moments after your radio waves reach and are broadcast around the planet, that's when the solar flare hits and the sky brightens and the end begins.
My epilogue scene, Red, whose skin color has now turned from saffron to crimson. He is actually red at this point. Somehow the alien biology within him has fused with him. All the radiation, the solar flares. He has changed. He is no longer human. And there's this odd realization that the sun is his, well, I guess not odd, but it's very in line that the sun is his enemy. What comes from there is his natural enemy. That whatever these ships were or these creatures were that were coming out of the sun, that they are anathema to his species.
I'm pretty sure that the epilogue, as far as Cortez is concerned, is getting dumped out of an airlock by Red.
Yep.
Just pretty much, there it goes. Not much fighting back, not much trying to argue his way out of it. Just sad at what you've become, but at peace as he clutches the ashes of his dead wife to his chest.
So with that, our story ends. We will return again with a new tale to spin to dare to entertain. I was one of your humble players, John Holt. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Joho and on Instagram at board_ghost. You can find my media review recommendation podcast at newtoshow.com. And you can find my book club podcast at woundandstab.com. Ken, where can people find you?
Well, Board Ghost, you can find me, Ken Breese, on Twitter, Instagram, and my own website, Burling's Beard, Berlings Beard. Also, I am a for-hire dungeon master in the New York City area. If you're looking for someone to run your games, please contact me. I would love to do that. Also, I am releasing with 3 other creators the Adventure Mixtape, an online collection of one-shot D&D adventures to spice up your games. Check it out if you get a chance.
And I'm Christopher Diercksen. You can find me on Twitter at @C_Diercks or on Instagram or whatever, any of those places. You can also find my theater company, Team Awesome Robot, at teamawesomerobot.com. We make a lot of really cool plays, and we also do this really fun event called Drinking and Dragons, where we play Dungeons and Dragons in front of an ever-increasingly intoxicated audience. Come be that audience. And stay tuned for more information as we get ready to announce our next date for that in the fall of 2018.
All right. Thanks again for being on, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Thank you,
Always
guys.
a pleasure to have you on.
It was so fun to die together.
Always seems to happen on Board Ghost. So
Last time I was murdered.
Oh, yeah. To learn more about the players and the engine in our story, please visit boardghost.com. You can help in collaborating to make the show by going to patreon.com/boardghost and becoming one of our fantastic patrons. You can get access to the shows a little bit early. You can get access to some art in different formats from the show episodes. And you can get exclusive access, to how to play videos for some of the games that we have been playing. You can attempt to pierce the veil and contact us at Board Ghost World on Twitter. Shout out through the ether if you have desires we can fulfill. Also, do leave reviews and comments on iTunes, your preferred listening portal, and take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest episodes. We'd like to thank Pat Couples for our theme song and interlude music. You can find more about Pat at patcouples.tumblr.com or on his band's website, hotelsandhighways.com. If you're not alone in the void, share our stories. The more they are consumed, the truer they become.
Dying don't agree with me, no. Oh,